Hi there everyone. Thanks for checking out this short video on the concept of breathing as a grounding or emotional regulation technique. If you're like me, you've maybe read about the benefits of breathing exercises, or maybe you've been coached by a counselor or psychotherapist on the use of breathing as a way to manage things such as anxiety and anger. I too encourage clients to learn this skill. It's often the first tool among many that can help us work through some challenging emotions and to remain grounded or regulated. And that's all well and good. But I do hear many who say, yeah, I've been told to breathe, I've tried it, but it doesn't work for me. And guess what? I've said the exact same thing in the past. I tried breathing for years and I always came back to the same point. It doesn't work, not for me. Here's the thing. Regulation tools like breathing aren't going to work for every single person 100% of the time, and that's okay. But I'm willing to bet it's how you've been breathing, that is, what muscles you're really engaging in the body, that's keeping you from reaping the benefits of this practice. I know that's how it was for me. So I'm here to address this and try and help if I can. But first, why do we even bother with breathing as a way to manage anxiety or big emotions? What does it even do?
When we're feeling anxious or angry or any of a number of emotions, there's a ton of stuff going on with us physically and mentally. Anxiety and anger are often triggered and sustained by thoughts and beliefs, and I'll maybe expand on that in a separate video. But even if we're not sure about those thoughts, we can get to know what's going on with our body physically. For example, when anxious or angry, our brain is getting the message that we're in danger, we're under threat. Our brain then sends messages through neural impulses and hormones throughout our bodies, preparing it to fight, flee, or freeze in response to that danger. Our muscles tense, breathing becomes shallow, and the logic center of our brain, where we reason and make sense of things, goes offline. Even if there's no real danger, our brains and bodies respond this way. Gross. So the longer our body stays in this tense state, the more this state feeds our brain, confirming the physical experience, and round we go. If we're trying to work through a disagreement or accomplish a task, it's safe to say that our brain's message of danger is not helpful. It keeps us from being able to use the logic center of our brain. So how do we change it so we can accomplish our tasks? One way is to send our brain a message through a body change, a message that no, we're not under attack, we're actually safe, and it needs to tone it down a few notches. If our body is revved to go, tense and ready for the attack, we can try and get it to the opposite state, relaxed muscles, reduced heart rate, and reduce the cortisol, the stress hormone that's coursing through our blood. Breathing is a fantastic way to send a message to our brain to let it know that it's okay to chill out a bit. With proper, effective breathing, we can literally initiate the relaxation response for the rest of our body and get our rational thinking brain back online so we can finish what we were doing to start with.
Created using PowToon.
Okay, so knowing all of that, we also need to know that if we practice breathing but use the wrong muscles, that is, shallow chest muscles, we're not actually going to neutralize the brain's danger response effectively. We might distract ourselves for a few minutes, but we aren't actually communicating the whole message to the brain. We need to be sure we're engaging in diaphragmatic breathing, or what I like to call down and out breathing. In a relaxed breath, as opposed to a shallow or anxious breath, the primary muscles engaged are the diaphragm, which is a dome-shaped, upside-down salad bowl-like muscle in the abdomen, and the intercostal muscles, which are little ones between your ribs that are engaged with each breath. So in a relaxed breath, the diaphragm moves downward, almost inverting, creating that salad bowl, but it creates a great lump of space, while the intercostals expand your ribcage outward, opening it up and creating even more space, so down and out. Of course, in this space, your lungs now have more room to expand. And if you're really nerdy like me, you'll love knowing that what you get with this space in your body is a vacuum. You've created a vacuum into which air naturally drops. There's no grasping for air or reaching for it. You've simply engaged the muscles, created the space, and in goes the air. The best way to engage in this kind of breath is to actually feel the muscles working. Now, of course, you can't touch your diaphragm. It's really embedded within the abdomen, but you can imagine it descending as you breathe. But you can actually feel the muscles between your ribs. If you place your hands around the ribs and take a down and out breath, you'll feel the ribs expand outward. Now do that again and imagine your diaphragm descending at the same time. It's pretty nice. I know, I'm a bit of a nerd, but it can be really rewarding to feel those muscles working. Another technique to try is to try just holding your fists at about sternum height. Now you don't need to clench, you can just hold them there. But as you do, take a breath and notice where it goes. It's unlikely to go shallow into your chest, more likely to go a little deeper into that space you've created with a down and out breath. Now you can try this breathing with any of the exercises that you might get in therapy. By transitioning your breath from shallow chest breathing to full engagement of the diaphragm and intercostals, your muscles are sending a message to your brain, letting it know that you're doing something new now. No panic, a relaxation response instead. So breathe this way for 5 minutes and notice any changes. Has your heart rate come down? Are your muscles more relaxed? Maybe that chatter in your brain is a little quieter. If so, then maybe the emotion that your brain was consumed with has changed too.